Hey, Daigyo Kusatsu here. Today we're going to be doing my favorite protagonists and characters that I like in video games. Of course, I abided by some rules because if you just say, well, you could pick whoever you wanted, it would be a lot of the characters from maybe the same genre or series. The rules are, they could only be in like one character from one series. So let's say if you have Mario, you can't choose Luigi, for example. Granted, if you take the real definition of protagonist, it is the main character of said story. So, but I mean, I kind of interchange that, and there are some side characters that I deem worthy of being better than the protagonist. Because that's just the way I take it. You know, sometimes I like the side character more than the main protagonist per se. So as long as they're a hero, I guess they could say, or I would say hero instead of just like a protagonist, even though I'm probably going to call it protagonist, but that's the rule. So they can't have more than one in the series, and yeah, and so that makes it a lot harder to make this list than what it was before. But yes, I think this list is good. These are some of my characters that I do like, but if you ask me in like a week from now, or maybe 2 weeks, or a month, or a year, it probably will be quite different than what this list is today. At least when I wrote this list. So, yeah, so even by the time this uploads, if you ask me again, it would be probably a little bit different. So, alright, Igzo, let's go. Let's talk about some of my favorite characters, because we got a few to go over. So, number 10, these aren't really also in particular order. Some I do really like more than others, of course, but, there's always interchangeable ones on some of them. So number 10, we have Aqua from Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. Yes, this character is one of the better protagonist hero in my personal opinion. Because who else do you have? You have Sora, Roxas, Ventus, a bunch of big cryberries. The only girl is the only one that doesn't cry the most. So I mean, overall, I do like Aqua. She's waifu material. I mean, overall, even just her character design's pretty badass, especially with the armor she gets later on. I really do like the character. I do like the Kingdom Hearts series. Of course, it kind of did go downhill with 3, but I haven't played the other stuff, the DLC stuff either. But I really do like this series, and I think she deserves a spot on this list, at least as of today. Maybe not in a week, or maybe not in a month, but today she made the list. Number 9, we have Monkey from Enslaved Odyssey to the West. Now, this may have been just a filler character, because I really did like this game. I really did like the character design of Monkey. He is kind of based off Sun Wukong, which, theory of the rules, I want to be able to put just Sun Wukong, because he's based off mythology and other stuff, so they have to strictly be a video game character. They can't be like a anime character. They have to be strictly from games. So I did like Monkey from this game. Overall the gameplay mechanics made him feel really fluid. While playing, you could tell he's a strong character. I did like the voice acting from the game, and he deserved a list on the spot, at least of today. I mean, this Monkey would probably be one of those ones that would definitely be on the list, 1 out of 10 list I make, but I still really do like this character, and I definitely recommend you check out Enslaved Odyssey to the West regardless, because it is quite a good game. Number 8, we have Diddy Kong. This one I really do mean, because Diddy Kong, if you play Donkey Kong Country, if you have played Donkey Kong Country, he is way better than Donkey Kong in Donkey Kong Country. Faster, jumps higher. Yes, he can't beat the bigger crocs or whatever, but he has some weaknesses. But not like when you're just trying to make a jump, always better. When you're trying to do quick speeding, Diddy Kong. Even in Smash, Diddy Kong is way better than Donkey Kong. Just better overall. So yeah, he definitely will almost always stay on the list. Plus, he has Diddy Kong Racing, and that is always a fun game, and definitely recommend you check it out if you haven't. But Diddy Kong definitely deserves to be in the top list, at least on my personal list. So, yeah, Diddy Kong for the win. Moving on. The next one we have Soggy from Baten Kaitos. Now, this game was overall If you have not played it, I definitely recommend it. It's definitely on the GameCube, and if you are not aware, they also included some songs in Smash Ultimate. They might have had it in 4 as well, if I'm not mistaken. But they included some of the soundtracks, because the soundtrack in Baten Kaitos is very good. It really is. But Soggy, I really did like Soggy. He basically, I think he is 18 years old. He was an orphan, but he really wanted to help his orphan mother, Gina, if I'm not mistaken, make some money to help the orphanage. So he basically joins the army and to make money, and then he gets signed up with like the Black Ops or the Secret Service or something like that, but then he ends up being betrayed. I'm not going to go too much into detail, but he wasn't like a big crybaby. Yeah, he was really shocked when it happened, but he had a pair and got the job done. So he really earned my respect, and he's a good character, and I really like almost all the characters that are in Baten Kaitos regardless. Even some of the side characters, really likable in my personal opinion. Plus I love his character design and his wings that he has. Definitely really like him. Number 6, which I haven't been really keeping up with numbers, but we have Nakororu from Samurai Shodown. Yes, I guess in fighters you could choose whoever is the antagonist and protagonist, because you could choose whoever you want, especially in like arcade beat 'em up or fighters. So I chose nakororu because and this is for the Samurai Shodown that came out in 2019 for the PlayStation 4. It also came out for the Xbox and PC and the newer gens. I think it got re-released. But Nakoruru is one of my favorite fighters in that series, because I got really good at Samurai Shodown for a while, and I would actually get online, and she was the only one I could actually win with online. So that in case, plus she has a really cute character design, so definitely worth putting on the list. And yeah, she might be one of the ones that I probably would change out if the rules were a little bit different. I could have like some other characters, but overall I really do like the character Nakoruru. So yes. Number 5, this one was actually pretty hard to decide, because I kind of just had to choose which game of the series I personally like the most, and which is kind of hard, because on certain days I like one better, and then the other day I like the other better. So it just depends on when you ask and what my mood is on which character I would choose from here. But this one I chose for the Persona 3 protagonist, the main character of Persona 3, just because he was more of a silent type protagonist. He was pretty good. I liked him. Honestly, I think 5 and 3 are probably 4 is great, and I really do like 4, but it's like 4 you have to play a lot more to get the final ending, and 3 and 5 you're almost guaranteed to get the final ending. And especially for how long the Persona games are, that's why I think 4 is extortionate. Like, they're pretty much like up here. They're pretty much even, but it's like, if I want to play like a 90-hour JRPG, I want to kind of get it done in one go instead of having to go back and do several things. I mean, not that it's bad, but like if they came out like Persona 5 or Persona 4 came out when I was like in 2nd grade, and if I was on a conscious level, if I was at a level to fully understand the game, I would enjoy it a lot more, if that makes sense. But I chose Persona 3 protagonist because, one, if I stood them like in a line, if I'm choosing a witness, and I'd be like, oh, that guy, I'm going to choose that guy just by appearance alone, for one. And so, of course, they're kind of like, I was playing the Friends of Ringo Ishikawa yesterday, and it's kind of like that. You could decide if they're kind of like a good student. You could decide how they are and how they socialize with others. So, of course, they're kind of like you as a person, because you get to decide what they do in their free time. So, of course, it's going to vary on different days and whatnot. But just overall, I feel like I had to add a Persona character to this list, Number 4, this is kind of stretching it as well, because overall you could choose him as a character to play in Muso mode, but overall he is one of my favorite characters in the series, and that is Lu Bu. And yeah, I know he's not technically a protagonist, but you could choose him as a Muso character, and you could go around and play him. And yeah, he's one of my favorite characters. Overall, character design badass. Overall, badass, strength, strong. His pull sword is freaking amazing. I mean, I just can't think of a well, I mean, he is kind of an a-hole, but I do like Lu Bu, man. I mean, I could have chose a lot of characters from the Dynasty Warrior series overall, but I really did like Lu Bu, and he's really the one that I think originally on my original channel, he was like one of my main icons or whatever images I used. So I definitely think Lu Bu deserves to be on this list. And I mean, honestly, when Warriors Orochi 3 came out, I would always play as Wukong, but technically I couldn't use Wukong. I mean, technically, I guess it's a stretch in it overall. Technically, he's not really a protagonist. Technically, he's not a... he is kind of based off a historical figure in a way, you know, like... But I really think he deserves the list, and he's one of my favorite characters overall. And I mean, technically, he could be on the antagonist or protagonist, so he just goes where the money is. So I guess technically... But I don't care. I'm putting him on the list. It's my list, and yes. Moving on, we have Bayonetta. Yes, I figured she would be good on the list. I really like the games. I do like the character design. Definitely waifu material. I like even the styles that she wears. You know, gothic, witch style. It looks pretty badass. The accent, the English. She's an English actor. Accent, right? Really do like it. I also like the woman that's in the red as well. I forget what her name is, but I can't wait till Bayonetta 3 comes out. I will be picking that up eventually, but yeah, I mean, I do like Bayonetta. I mean, she was pretty good in Smash as well, but overall, just because of the games itself, even before Smash, she was an excellent femme fatale, I guess you could say, but she was badass. Number 2, this is going to probably piss off a lot of people, but this is my list. But yeah, it's definitely going to piss off a lot of people. And I put Yaiba Kamikaze, yes, from Ninja Gaiden. Okay, I love Ryu Hayabusa, no doubt about it. I really do like him. He's actually one of my favorite characters. But overall, if I had to choose a person I'm more like, it would be Yaiba Kamikaze instead of Ryu Hayabusa, you know. I wish I was more like Ryu, but I'm not. I'm more like Yaiba instead of Ryu, unfortunately. Plus, I love the character design. I do like the game overall. I know it was a game a lot of people hated, and honestly, I couldn't beat the final boss. That fucker was cheap as fuck, and I couldn't beat him. I really couldn't. I had friends come over to try to beat him. I tried to beat him for like hours. I just couldn't beat him. He's just too fucking cheap. With laser beam eyes and shit like that, but I couldn't beat him. But overall, I did get to the final boss. It's just I cannot beat him. So it just drags on, and then yeah, I think I was playing on hard, wasn't I? That could be it, but I just couldn't beat him. But I don't know. Even his name's badass. His character is just badass. I really do like him. He would be, I don't know, I love the way he holds his sword overall. He really deserves to be on this list, and that's that. Of course, if you ask me on certain days, I would put Ryo above him in a lot of things, but you know, overall, all being a ninja, he's way better, of course. Yaiba's a failed ninja, so yeah, I mean, he's just badass. For the final one, this might surprise a lot of people, and like I said, it depends on when you ask me, because you could actually say there's a few other characters that would be really high up here. But for this one, I chose Ichiban Kasuga, which is the newer protagonist for the Yakuza series. I really did like him. I do love Kiro. Kiro's badass, taking down the Tiger Drop and all that stuff. I do like Akihama, and I do like... there's a lot of characters I do like. There's some, like the cop that you play as in 4, I forget what his name is. I really didn't care for him that much. But overall... And then you could even choose the Judgment protagonist, which is... I forget his name as well. But I really did like Ichiban Kasuga because he is more like me as well. And he's... Like, Kiryu, he gets angry, but he really doesn't show it. And I guess I wouldn't either, but... I mean, I feel like Ichiban is more relatable because he's kind of like a guy that's willing to work hard, but when he fails, he's going to keep a smile on his face and he's going to keep pushing forward. Well, I mean, Kiryu technically does as well, but I really do like Ichiban Kasuga. I really do like Yakuza 7. I do like the character design. I was like, what the hell is the Fro thing when I first saw him? But of how that happens, it's quite hilarious, and I really do like it. You know, it's just a very good character, and he's very relatable in a way. And of course, he's not as strong as Kiryu or even the legendary Yakuza legends of the series. You know, I think almost everyone one-on-one could beat him. Even some of the hard bosses that Kiryu has fought, he probably would not be able to take down, like Mine or Ryuji or someone like that. I don't think he could take him on by himself. You know, I think even, like, let's say Tendo, if Kiryu would fight Tendo, Kiryu would wreck Tendo. But it took like 4 people to take down Tendo in Yakuza 7. You know, well, I mean, technically it's story and plot, but I think Majima, Kiryu would take down, you know, and Saejima would take down Tendo by themselves. So yeah, I mean, there's which is kind of good, because you're moving on to the series of, like, here's Yakuza 6, and you have the strongest Yakuza legends up here, but then you're taking a step back, so it's going to build up again, which is good. They're just not going to keep going, making it crazier and crazier, which is actually pretty nice. So, well, that's my list for today. I hope you enjoyed, because I'm going to try to do some editing and put this list together and make it look quite presentable for you guys. Definitely leave in the comments section of what your favorite protagonists are, or even heroes. I'm definitely going to do one about villains or antagonists, because that's that, you know. But the rules are they have to be from a game. They can't be from an anime. For example, like Danganronpa, you could technically put one in there because the visual novel, the game, was out first before the anime. Yes, it's an anime now, and it's a manga and all that, but I think the visual novel was first, you know, so it technically is a game, so you could definitely get away with that. But, like, let's say if you have a One Piece game or Inuyasha or the Yu-Gi-Oh games, those can't work. Those won't work. Or, you know, something like that, just for example. But I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Daigyo Kusatsu out.